guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am back with another review. This review is for Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition Season 18 Episode 3, so if you did not catch my review for Episode 2, please go check that out, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so that you'll know every time I upload a new video, and let's just get right into this review. So Treasure was drinking a lot in the previous episode, and Judge Toller felt some type of way about it. She was concerned about her, and so she told her not to drink anything because she wanted her to be sober so that the two of them could have a conversation. So the next morning, Treasure gets up and she doesn't drink anything at all, which surprises the rest of the cast in the house because the last couple of days that they've been in the house, she's drank every single day. First thing in the morning when she woke up. And then she goes to have her talk with Judge Toller, who told her that she needed to slow down on her drinking. Now, Treasure says that she's a shy person despite being a public figure, so in order to feel comfortable, she drinks to loosen herself up, which I can see that about her, and I've had social anxiety as well, but there's a better way to deal with it that she just hasn't figured it out yet, and she has to figure out what works for her. But drinking in order to calm your nerves is not really the best way to go about things, especially when you drink and you don't know how to handle your liquor. But she seems like she's willing to try to slow down on her drinking. So they end up going down to do their first part of the challenge, which is to write something about yourself that the public doesn't know about you and put it away in an envelope. I'm guessing that they're going to use this whatever secret they wrote in this envelope later on in the episode. So then there's a cardboard cutout of each cast member, and there's stickers with words on them. Each person has to stick words on the cardboard cutout of a cast member that they think the word fits best. This is a bit of a messy challenge because you get to see what your castmates really think of you. And let me tell you, people were definitely offended after this. Now, they all put the worst words to describe what they think about Amber. And she was pissed off, which I can understand why she would be upset because she's been living in the house with these people for 3 days. And they've all been nice to her. They've been cool with her. And then she finds out that they think all these horrible things about her. So I can understand why Amber was upset. But I really do think the point of this challenge is to show you that you really shouldn't care what people think about you because they don't really know you personally. Now, let's go to Miles because he was also offended by Molly for the words he placed on his cardboard cutout. I mean, when it came to the word thirsty, everyone hesitated to place it on anyone's picture, but Treasure did end up receiving the word the most, which I didn't really agree with because they probably said that Treasure was thirsty because of the way she presents herself, because of her body and stuff like that, and the way she dresses. They probably feel like she's being thirsty, which is why she does it. But I personally don't see her as thirsty, at least not on the show. Now, tensions rise in the house with Miles and Amber and the rest of the house because Miles and Amber feel some type of way about the way people in the house perceive them. And they were literally going off. Like, they were pissed off at everybody in the house. And Miles believes that Molly is homophobic because Miles told some of the people in the house that he's been to some of Molly's parties before. And Molly kept reassuring everyone that he doesn't know Miles like that and he's never actually really partied with him before. And I personally feel like Miles shouldn't care what Molly thinks of him, and I also feel like Molly should keep his, comments to himself because it's not really necessary to keep making comments towards Miles. If you don't want to be associated with Miles, then don't talk to Miles when he's in the house. But I also feel like Miles is a little bit insecure and he cares too much what other people think about him. Same for Amber. That's why they reacted the way that they did when they found out what the cast really thought of them. So then they go do the second part of the challenge where they have to grab one of the bottles and read the note inside. The notes that are inside the bottles are what each person wrote that the world doesn't know about them. Now, N.O.R.E ends up reading Tuff's note that says that he's a fun guy but rough around the edges and that he puts a wall up with people so people don't think that his playfulness is him being weak, which is understandable. I mean, nobody wants to be seen as weak. Now, Tuff ends up reading Treasure's note that says that she hates social media and doesn't like PDA. She likes to be more private, but because she's a public figure, she drinks to feel comfortable. Now, I feel like Treasure has made a decent amount of money from what I've been able to see. throughout her time being on reality TV, being an Instagram model. She makes money off of brand deals and all that stuff like that. I feel like she should use her resources that she has to start her own business so that she doesn't have to be in the public eye as much anymore. Maybe still posting pictures of herself on social media, but not as frequently as she does now, and not be doing club appearances and stuff like that. Because if you really don't like it, then you shouldn't be doing it if it's not, catering to your life the way you want it to. Now, Miles ends up reading N.O.R.E's note that states that she wants people to know she's on TV and that she's popping too. I sense there's a little competition between her and N.O.R.E because it's like she doesn't want to feel like she has to take a backseat to N.O.R.E, and it seems like she feels like that's what she's been doing while he's been in the spotlight, and now she kind of wants to be in the spotlight too. So that's something they'll definitely have to work out at some point. Now, Treasure reads Molly's note that says that he manages himself and tries to be in control of everything in his life and wants to help other people who grew up having a tough life. I could see that he's a bit controlling. I mean, he can be controlling when it comes to his life, but when it comes to the people around him, he can't really control what other people do and how they live their lives. And I feel like when it comes to him and Treasure, he is a little bit controlling when it comes to her. Now, Monty reads N.O.R.E's note that says that he hates getting compliments and would rather compliment other people. And Dr.Ish says that he was the same at one point because he felt that he didn't deserve to be complimented. I know a few people who said that they don't like to receive compliments, so I can understand that. Amber gets her own note to read that says that she struggles with depression but keeps it to herself because people see her as weak if she talks about it, which is unfortunate. I don't feel like anybody should have to suffer in silence, but unfortunately most people do suffer in silence because they don't feel like they have the support that they need. Now, Molly reads Miles' note, which what are the odds that he gets Miles' note? And it says that people portray him as a DL guy and that him and Amber weren't together at the time that he was doing whatever he was doing. He seems like he's very insecure with himself. And I feel like that's definitely something he needs to work on because he cares way too much about what other people think about him. And that's been very clear throughout this entire episode. Now, N.O.R.E ends up reading Monty's note, which says that she was physically and mentally abused by her ex and that she doesn't show her vulnerable side. She also said that Tough added to her pain with his cheating. And I mean, I can understand why she doesn't want to show vulnerability because she doesn't want to be hurt and she doesn't want to be seen as weak, which is what I got from this entire challenge that they did, that every single person does not want to be seen as weak, and so they put walls up with people. So each couple has to say something nice about each other. So Monty says that Tough is sweet. Tough says that Monty is strong. Amber says Miles is strong-minded, and he says she's an amazing mom. Molly says Treasure is a sweetheart, and she says he's giving. N.O.R.E says N.O.R.E is loving, but I don't know what N.O.R.E said about her because I may have zoned out at that part when it was his turn because I didn't hear what he said. So if you did, please put it down in the comment section because I don't remember. I do think that this challenge was important for them to have because it showed that Miles and Amber care way too much about what people think about them, and it also showed them how the world perceives them, and that if they don't want to be portrayed a certain type of way, then they need to make some changes and show people who they really are and not be afraid to be seen as weak. Now, Judge Toller does her evaluations, and she says that she's impressed by Treasure for not drinking, which everyone was. She also tells Miles and Amber that they let everyone else's opinion get to them. That's true, because they were the only ones who were offended by the challenge. She tells Monty and Tough that they need to figure out what they're working towards. I feel like she meant that they need to be more clear because we do know what they're working towards. And she says that N.O.R.E has been listening to N.O.R.E more, but he needs to execute what he's been learning. I don't really feel like he genuinely wants to make any changes, and I don't feel like he's going to change anything. Now, after the evaluations were over, Molly and Miles got into another argument because Molly was talking about how he feels like Miles is insecure, and because he's bisexual, he's more sensitive to things, which I feel like Molly should kind of keep his comments to himself. If he feels some type of way about Miles, I don't feel like he needs to express it all the time like he does. Now, Miles says that he sees Molly as cut from the same cloth as him, and once he said that, Molly took offense to that and they started arguing a bit, and then Molly basically told Miles not to talk to him anymore. I'm feeling like the two of them might get into some type of physical altercation throughout this season at some point, because the two of them just keep arguing. There's so much tension between the two of them. It starts to get awkward, and I don't know, it's just getting messy between them two. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Marriage Bootcamp. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you to everyone who has already subscribed to my channel. I'm getting closer and closer to reaching my goals, so I thank you all for that. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next video.